Well, hi, and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. If you've been watching these recently, you'll know that I'm working my way through some of the oldest stories in the Bible. I've been talking about a guy called Moses for several weeks now, and this week I've got my last little story from his life. That's not to say there isn't more. Moses was a big character and features quite a lot in the early part of the Bible, and if you want to read it for yourself, do let us know, and I can point you at the right place to find it. Of course, if you need a Bible, again, do let us know, because we've got free Bibles available for people on our estate. Just ping us or knock on the door and we'll let you have one gladly. So, what's going on this time? Well, last week I talked about the people escaping through the Red Sea to get away from the Egyptian army. This week, they're safe. They're in the Sinai desert and the food they brought with them from Egypt is starting to run out. So what happens? Well, firstly, they seem to start forgetting what God has done to get them where they are. Bear in mind, this is potentially just a few days, maybe a week or two after they've just seen the Red Sea part and the water pile up on each side. But they start to complain and say, why did God bring us here to starve? It seems crazy, doesn't it? Surely if God was going to take them on a journey, he'd have lined up fast food restaurants along the way for them. Well, maybe not fast food, but he did send food. They woke up in the morning and there all around them was a bready-like food. They could just gather it up whenever they needed it and have plenty to eat. And when they needed meat, God sent them flocks of birds, quail, and they would easily catch them. They had some instructions that went along with this food. God told them, only get what you need for today. There'll be more tomorrow. And sure enough, there was. In fact, when some people who didn't believe it were greedy and gathered up more than they needed, they tried to store it, and the next day it was rotten and full of worms. God gave them one more instruction, that one day of the week was to be a day of rest, and on that day they weren't to do any work, so they wouldn't get any food. So the day before, they were allowed to gather twice as much and store it overnight. But surely that would go rotten. No. This is God at work, so nothing went wrong, but only on that one day of the week. So there's a couple of lessons here for us, I think. The first is that if God says he's going to save us, he doesn't do half a job. We find that when we're saved from whatever it is we needed saving from, there's a plan going forward. It might be some situation we've got into, and we might even pray something like, I don't know, God, I have no idea if you're even there, but if you are, please help. You know what? You find that there's a bigger plan than you might expect available. A plan to find out more, not just have the immediate need fixed. You know, when people come to faith in Jesus, then that plan can literally, in some cases, turn people's lives completely around. The second lesson is this, that we can trust God. If he says he's going to help us, then you can guarantee that he will be there to help, just as the Israelites could guarantee that there would be food each morning. I suppose, we have to remember when someone is saved from a particular situation by someone else, we never know what that salvation is going to look like until it happens. Just because I'm short of money doesn't mean £1,000 will just drop through the letterbox. The Israelites didn't get to order meals from HelloFresh, but they did get what they needed. I hope that just gives you confidence to at least ask God, whether you believe in him or not. If he's there to help, ask him. Remember, you can always contact us as well and see if we can help or be of any service to you. I do hope you have a good week. God bless, and I'll see you next time.